everybody, and welcome back to Bedtime Storytime with Jen from the Blue Mountains Public Library. Today we are going to start with our story, and then we'll finish off with a different version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Are we ready? I hope you're comfy, and I hope you're cozy, because here we go. Tonight we are reading the book, The Legend of Old Befana by Tomie dePaola. This is one of our very favorites at our home. Okay. Every year on the Feast of the Three Kings, January the 6th, Old Bifana visits all the children of Italy and leaves them candies, cookies, and gifts. It is said that she is searching for the Christ child. There are many, many stories about Old Bifana and how she began her search. This is one of them. In a small house on the outskirts of a small village in Italy lived Old Bifana. She lived all alone, and she was not very friendly. If any people dared to knock at her door, she never asked them to come in. "I have no time for visiting," Old Bifana would say. The children, well, they didn't like her either. "Cranky old lady, mean old lady," they would say. "The way she is, and she's cranky and always sweeping." This was very true. Every day and every morning, every afternoon, Old Bifana would sweep with her broom. She swept her little house, she swept her front step, and she even swept her walk all the way down the road. She likes a tidy yard. Sometimes a delicious smell of things baking would drift from Old Bifana's house. "Whom does she bake for?" her neighbors would ask. And some nights they thought that they heard her singing lullabies. Crazy Old Bifana is what everybody called her. One evening, after Old Bifana had eaten her dinner and swept her kitchen, she began to get ready for bed. She locked the door and shuttered the windows. Then she climbed into her bed, blew out her lamp, and she fell fast asleep. In the middle of the night, Old Bifana woke up. The room was so very bright. "How can that be?" she asked. "My lamp is out, my windows are shuttered, but still my house is filled with light." She got out of bed and crossed the very cold floor. When she opened the shutter, a sudden burst of light poured into her room. In the eastern sky, she saw a brilliant star, which seemed to grow and grow before her eyes. Said Old Bifana, closing the shutter as tightly as she could. "How am I ever going to get my sleep when the dark has turned to day?" All night she tossed and she turned. She did not sleep a wink. At dawn, Old Bifana got dressed. She ate her breakfast, then took her broom as she always did every day, every morning, and every afternoon. She swept her little house. She swept her front. She even swept the walk all the way down to the road. When she neared the road, Old Bifana stopped and she listened. She heard bells tinkling in the distance. "It's probably just the wind," she said. "Sweep, sweep, 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 sweep." Again, tink, 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 she heard the bells. "It's probably just the birds singing. Sweep, 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 sweep." Once more she heard the tinkling. "My old ears, they must be playing tricks on me," she said, and she began to sweep again. Suddenly, over the hill came the most glorious procession Old Bifana had ever seen. There were camels, horses, elephants, and people. A splendid, splendid sight. Halfway back rode 3 royal-looking men, dressed in jeweled robes, wearing crowns upon their head, is what she saw. The procession stopped. The 3 kings got down and came up to a frowning Old Bifana. "Please," said one of the kings in a very, very royal voice, "is this the way to Bethlehem?" "Well, how can I say?" said Old Bifana. "I have never heard of Bethlehem." And she kept sweeping. "We are here searching for the child," said the second king. "Do you know of him?" "Well, here there are many children," said Old Bifana. sweeping still. But this one is a king, said the third man. I know nothing of royal matters, she said. Our books have told us, said the kings, that when a bright new star appears, the child king will be born in Bethlehem. The star I have seen, said Old Bifana. It kept me up all night. Now, if you will excuse me, I have my work to do. So she continued sweeping. The procession started up again. Old woman, called a boy who was leading a camel. You should come with us. This child, this baby king, has come to change the world. He comes for us, and he comes for the poor, and we are bringing him gifts. Old Bifana listened, and then she paused. She watched the procession wind down the road. A child king, Bethlehem, she kept sweeping, coming to change the world, coming for the poor. Well, heaven knows Old Bifana is poor. Sweep, 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 she kept sweeping. Gifts? Only a child. She was really thinking about what they had said to her. Old Bifana went back into her house. Perhaps I should go see him, but what do I have to take to him? She put down her broom. She got out some butter, some sugar, and some flour. She blew on the fire and added some wood, and she began to sing. She baked all day. She didn't even sweep. It was almost dark when she finished. Then she filled a basket with all of the cakes, the cookies, and the candies that she had made. I'll take a few coals in a little pot to keep my cookies warm, she said. She put on her shawl and opened the door. And I'll take along my broom to sweep the road clean, for the baby's king mother will most likely be tired. Old Bifana stopped. She hadn't swept all day. Oh, it won't take me long, she said. She put down the basket and then she began to sweep. She swept her little house, she swept her front step, and even swept her walk all the way down the road. She really loved sweeping and keeping her home clean. Then she locked her door, she gathered up her basket, she pulled her shawl around her neck, took up her broom. Old Bifana was on her way at last. She ran at first, ran and ran and ran, as fast as her legs could carry her. Then the sun had set, but she still ran. Now the star, it was shining so brightly. Her breath came short, her old legs ached, but still she ran. A little bit slower, though. At last she sat beside the road. Old Bifana could run no more. I should have left earlier in the day, she thought. I will never catch up. And where is Bethlehem? She closed her eyes and she gave a long sigh. I'll never find the baby king. Suddenly the sky was filled with light, and heavenly angels sang, Glory to all men, the new king is born. Tonight is the night of miracles. Old Bifana rose to her feet. Tell me, angel, where is he? I bring gifts for this child. She began to walk, then run again. This is the night of miracles, the angels sang once more. Wait, she shouted. You must help me. Show me the way to Bethlehem. Old Bifana began to feel lighter. She ran faster and faster, so fast that it took her breath away. She was running in the sky. It was a night of miracles indeed. Old Bifana never caught up. She never found the child in Bethlehem, but she is still searching to this day. Every year on the Feast of the Three Kings, January the 6th, Old Bifana runs across our skies. She visits all the children while they sleep and leaves them gifts from her basket. Then she takes her broom and sweeps the room all clean. For after all, says Old Bifana, I never know which child might be the baby king of Bethlehem. And that, my friends, is the end of the story. The Legend of Old Bifana, one of my very, very favorite books to read during the holiday season. So before we say goodnight, we're going to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, because after all, she is trying to follow the star to Bethlehem. The words are a little bit different, so I'll do it once, and then you can do it once again with me. So it's twinkle, twinkle, little star, way up high is where you are, shining there for us to see on the top of our, we'll just say this is our tree, of our tree. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, way up high is where you are. Okay, are we ready? So twinkle, twinkle, little star, way up high is where you are, shining there for us to see on the top of our tree. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, way up high is where you are. All right, my friends, if you would like to, in the comments below the video, let me know what your favorite holiday tradition is, what your favorite holiday story is, and can't wait to see you again next Wednesday at 7 p.m. So until then, see you later. Bye.